complete uproar.
So yeah, foreign teams are going to win the champs.
Abs, obviously one of our favourite sections of the show, all the time. Same time every week, apart from last week because I was off. Spurs this weekend, Nottingham Forest.
Huge.
3-0 in December it was.
So dare us to do, man.
This is a potential massive 6-pointer in your season. So let's get straight into it. Obviously, coming off the back of a weird 10 days, obviously, what happened in Atleti, which this is a weird thing as well. We're speaking about in the office. People now calling Atletico Madrid Atleti.
It is Atleti.
It's like a new hipster 5 years thing. It's always been Atletico.
Atletico.
Besides the point, the embarrassment in Madrid and then somehow going to Anfield and getting a point.
Yeah.
You actually played all right.
By our standards.
By your standards. Dragusin was doing everything to let Liverpool win. And then Atleti come to North London. Wow. Completely different situation.
Look, I think what happened when we went to Madrid, it was 15 minutes of just pure ridiculous Spursiness. Like, if you think about the Mickey van der Ven slip and you've also got the Kinski slip, the first one, the second one is a mistake from Kinski, really, if we're being fair. But 15 minutes is what has essentially cost us this. I think what I took from Wednesday is that was the best, in my opinion, that I've seen Tottenham play in a good few years. Like, cohesively. Yeah. I think the result at Anfield, obviously huge because it stopped the rot. However, if I'm honest, I think the first half we could have been 2 or 3-0 down. Second half, very good. I've seen a lot of fight over the last 2 games, and that's what you need. I think maybe they've finally woken up and realised, oh, hey, guys, you actually could get relegated. Like, no one really realised that. So I'm still not sold when it comes to Igor Tudor. I don't think I will be sold on him. And quite honestly, I don't.
Think some of the
I don't really care.
Just from Spurs
What if
fans.
he keeps you in the league?
No, but that's his job. That's what he's been brought in to do.
Yeah,
I
but
do
don't
think some of the
you have him for an
treatment's been.
extended period
I
of
think
time?
some of the treatment's been.
Had you watched the first
No, I'm not
4 or
talking
5
about
games?
the fans. It's fair. I think some of the interviews that I've seen from the media and the stuff that guy's had to put up with over the last few weeks.
Yeah, I thought the one after
it was just distasteful. They were trying to trip him up, and I think they played him as sort of like the dumb European manager and being like, we're going to make him choke on his words here.
I'll be honest, Harry, I don't think he's helped himself. I mean, he's played like Porro at right centre-back when the guy can't defend, or he's played Conor Gallagher out of position, or he's played Sousa on the right when he should be on the left. Like, I just think he's made decisions that just don't help, and like gone for a back 3 when you're in a relegation battle, Harry. But you don't know. But you don't have to do that because he was losing games.
But I do know.
He was losing games.
I've been in relegation battles, Abbie.
You don't need to come in and play a back 3.
Yeah, I know probably going traditional and doing a 4-4-2 probably would help.
Yeah, probably would have helped. So I don't think, in all honesty, he didn't really. He hasn't helped himself in certain things. And I think also comments he's made in terms of, oh, it's really bad here. Like we know. Like you don't need to tell us how bad and that paddle Tottenham is. We all are aware.
I don't think he needs to say that because he's not there to come in and change the club. His job was to be there until the end of the season.
Yeah.
You just come in, you do what you can. You don't need to be speaking in interviews about how much of a mess the club is, right? That has nothing to do with you. You're not going to be the manager next season.
I don't care about your style. I don't care about you wanting to implement your high line with your back 3. That's not what you're here for. You're here because apparently you keep teams up to do that. So for the first 4 or 5 games, but that's not what we employed you for. So for the first 4 or 5 games where we've seen absolutely nothing in terms of this return on investment, you can't help the fact that everyone's going to be sitting there being like, what on earth is this guy doing in a job? True. But what I would say over the last 2 games, if he's trying to implement kind of this hunger, desire, if this is the way he's getting it done, some pride in the performance. I don't care what gets you going as long as you get going.
Hunger, desire.
Yeah, literally, that's what we need. People that are going
to... terrified and hungry.
People that are going to fight for the badge. So whether or not you care about the football club, you don't care as a player, care about the pride, and, that if that's what Igor Tudor is implementing, that's absolutely fine by me.
Listen, quarter past 2 Sunday, Spurs will host Nottingham Forest off the back of Nottingham Forest obviously going through beating Midtjylland. Yeah. Midtjylland. Yeah. Penalty shootout, 9 changes. There might be some tired legs in there anyway. But, Vitor Pereira's probably rested a few of those players with those 9 changes to go in to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah.
How do you see it playing out?
It's very hard to say because I've said all week I don't know whether or not the Liverpool performance was a bit of a false dawn or not. Like Liverpool were really bad as well in the second half.
Performances on the
they are, but I feel like I can't judge if we turned a corner until after Sunday. Our home form is terrible. Yeah. In Champions League, it is a completely different kettle of fish. I think we were unbeaten in 24-25. So it's we're a different team when it comes to Europe. But I expect them to go into this game with the same mentality and the same effort and application that they had on Wednesday night. I mean, I know the crowd would be absolutely bang up for it. Yeah. I think there's, you might have seen the post from THFC Flags.
I think that's a really, really good idea.
It's a really good idea.
Everton did a few years ago, and I think players have spoke about that in the past. Everton players have spoke about that in the past where they said that really got them going.
Yeah.
And look, there's a disconnect between Tottenham and the fans.
But we've all put it to the side. Like what we've said is we're putting it to the side.
Exactly.
Yeah. And yesterday I saw a lot of players resharing the THFC flag thing on their stories. We are one. We're all together. We can only give you the support that we can give off the pitch in terms of welcoming you to the stadium, have the flares out, giving you the energy, the songs. You have to go and do that on the pitch.
And by the way, if you can't be inspired by that, coming in on the bus, and you're seeing tens of thousands of Tottenham fans outside with the flares and the flags, then you're not playing.
Yeah.
Tottenham need to fill the team for the rest of the season with scrappers, battlers. I've seen Newcastle go down. I see signs from this Tottenham side to Newcastle 2015-16. Well, if you look at it on paper, it's not the worst team in the world. There's just a lot of players who didn't want to be there. 2008-9, we had Michael Owen. He never wanted to be there. So there's things like that are an issue. And in the end, 2015-16, Newcastle did go down, but it took Jamal Lascelles to come out after a game, call the players a word I can't say. And then we showed some fight for the rest of the season. We didn't stay up. But then we knew going into the next season, okay, we've got a base of a squad who actually want to be there.
This weekend is the biggest. For me, this is the biggest.
Oh, this weekend is absolutely massive. If you actually break down, all of the top fixtures in the Premier League and also that cup final as well, what we're going to get onto, Mickey Mouse.
I don't think we can call it that.
I'm joking. It's a joke. I would love to win it. It's a joke. 4:30 Arsenal versus Manchester City.
This is massive.
This is huge.
Final, of course it is.
No, but it's massive even more so than that. Of course it's massive in that sense. But I think mentality-wise for Arsenal, getting one over on City, where City have always little broed you, and you've been in...
You beat them before. But you beat them the last time.
But you see Pep Guardiola's, it's a different entity.
I'm sorry, CJ, you've been little bro by them for years.
We have.
I don't think they've won the Carabao Cup since the
last time we was in the final, they beat us. But let's cut the nonsense. There used to be a time we'd play City, they'd slap us. Pep Guardiola would say there's unique qualities. Then we started playing against them, fine margins went against us. You saw what we did last season against them 5-1. You saw how they were camped in their own half at the Emirates. There's no little bros anymore. City are doing what they're doing. We're doing what we're doing. There's none of that.
Bro, because you haven't won anything.
That's cool. We're going to win something.
And it can change this weekend. But
you're our little bros. You're our little bros.
Why are you bringing us into it?
Because you brought yourself into it. He asked me a question. Focus on survival, please.
At no point did I bring you in. CJ, not today, mate.
This is the cup final. No, we'll wait till Sunday. We're together on Sunday.
It literally had nothing to do with Tottenham, this. I was
literally saying,
what did you ask me about Arsenal? You are still little bro until you win something. Can we ask about Arsenal City? They're not our little bros. They're not our little bros. I mean, we're not their little bros. What are you talking about? It sounds great for social media. No, it doesn't.
It does, because that's why I said it. It's got nothing to do with it. It's a great team against Manchester City, against serial winners Manchester City. We've rebuilt, obviously, and you can see we're aspiring to get over the line. We all know the connotations that are going to be said, bottlers. And you lot are going to be shameless, because if we go and win it, you're going to say it's only the League Cup. It's two separate entities.
CJ, I think I've gotten to a point now where...
Yeah, your tune's changed. You're actually being quite nice.
No. Listen, I'm not happy.
I told you.
I'm not happy about it.
You don't have to be happy. I'm happy for all four of us.
But the way the things are going now, I think you're going to win the Carabao Cup and I think you're going to win the Premier League title.
Yeah,
It's not over until it's mathematically
over. I know maths obviously comes into the frame, but it's just, give them their flowers.
We don't want you
it's going to happen.
Man.
So do you believe Sunday, or are you not going to give us a...
It's a final. It could go either way. Just go out there and enjoy it. Hopefully we win.
Why would your fan base and other people label these people in this... Why are they putting Max Dowman's name and Kaká in the same sentence?
I mean, you'd have to ask Sean Terry. As Jack said, he's come out and compared him to Lionel Messi. That's got nothing to do with Arsenal Football Club. I've seen a lot of journalists come out on platforms and say Max Dowman should be called up for England.
That's nonsense.
It is nonsense, and we all can agree it's nonsense. What I will say is Max Dowman's worth all the hype. He's got all the ability in the world. But as Arteta said, take the temperature down. Just let the 16-year-old be a 16-year-old. There's a problem in this country. We've seen it with Saka. We've seen it with Rashford. We've seen it with Sancho, Bellingham, Rooney. The list goes on. You big these players up, and the media is the first to tear them down. He's at the honeymoon stage stage of his career, he can do no wrong. There's going to be twists and turns and adversity. And as you just said there, Harry, with social media and whatnot, it's only going to get worse. It's something that can't be controlled. Like, I would like the media to just not talk about him, but that's a fallacy. That's not going to happen. It's just what the media does, innit? It's just what this country do. And Max ain't the first. He's not going to be the last.
Yeah, I'm a bit sick of it, to be brutally
jarring.
honest.
It's only been 5 days.
No, I'm a bit sick of it, but I'm sick of it for a couple of reasons, because you've named players there who have gone on to be good.
Yeah.
There are numerous teenage stars who've come through and then have never, ever met. I mean, James Vaughan was the youngest Premier League goal scorer.
Yeah.
One of his career.
Makeda.
Jose Baxter, Makeda. For Newcastle, Adam Armstrong got called the next Alan Shearer.
Nick Powell.
He scored 7 goals in the Premier
Rodwell
League.
didn't kick on.
So the thing with it is, you've got to just give him the time and like let him develop in the way he needs to develop. But the way we talk about it is ridiculous, because I saw a compilation, Sky Sports, a compilation of his touches. He came on. Like, is it because he plays for Arsenal? I don't know.
Probably a mixture of everything.
Yeah, but he is clearly a good talent. It's just that we've seen other good talents come through and not make it, because the thing is, at 16, there's still a lot of life to go. Like, eventually, like, you know, mates are going to start going out and stuff like that.
He's still at school.
Yeah, he's still in school. So
It's the same with Karen Fry when he was at Fulham.
we do need to take the temperatures down a bit, because I think we do get obsessed with young teenage players. I think we just really like to see them come through and do really good, but then we're very, very good at building them up to then potentially not see them deliver and tell them down.
He can go to North America for the summer, but it'll be a school trip. Right, it's time for the Inside Acca with BetMGM 18+, gambleaware.org. Abbie, kick us off. Can your lot get a win this week?
Well, I'm going to have to back them to. I mean, quite different to last week, where I didn't back us to win, but who would have? Yeah, I feel like we've got to turn a corner and we've got to start winning some home games, because we've only won twice this whole season at home. So, yeah, this is very, very, very important, especially going into international break. If you have picked up 4 points before that 3 weeks off, I think that puts us in a more positive footing than we were before. Because if not, if we actually lose this game, I think we could be in the bottom 3.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's not do that.
You aren't going down now.
I think I'll be able to talk more confidently on that after this weekend.
Jack, Pet,
Yeah, time we're Derby.
Time Weir Derby, 12 o'clock Saturday.
I mean, it's big anyway, but I think after sort of Wednesday it becomes a lot bigger. I think that we've got to respond from the first game, because we just didn't turn up at the Stadium of Light, and after all that hype of, I guess, what Newcastle are now, and then Sunderland rocking up and absolutely, well, not battering us, but they won quite comfortably in the end. Need a win. There's not a question about it. I think anything less than a win, I think you see the music change on Howe quite a bit. So I'm going to Newcastle win.
Well, we'll obviously watch that very closely. And our favourite panellist in the world, CJ, the deluded Gooner, please, your prediction for Sunday.
Can't predict anything less than a win. It's a cup final. Like, they called us bottlers. They said we could have reached to a final. Now we're in a final. Let's prove we can get over the line, man, and kickstart what we hope is a great season with a couple of honours, man. Arsenal win.
OK. So to confirm, we've got a Spurs win, an Arsenal win and a Newcastle win. Don't forget you can download the app or visit betmgm.co.uk, 18+, gambleaware.org. Please do gamble
responsibly.
That is all we've got time for this week. Thanks to CJ and Jack, and thanks to all of you for watching.
Join us again next week on Inside Talk Sport, sponsored by BetMGM. Download the app or visit betmgm.co.uk, 18+, gambleaware.org. Please gamble responsibly.